to do the press, but we got some special things to tell you. And since you were playing my old song, Tennessee Mountain Home, why don't we just sing it? Would you like to hear a song before we get into everything else? All right. I remember sitting on the front porch on a summer afternoon in a straight back chair on two legs, leaned against the wall. Hi there. As I watched the kids playing with jukebox on a string and chase the glow of fireflies when evening shadows fall. In my Tennessee mountain home, life is as peaceful as a baby's sigh. In my Tennessee mountain home, crickets sing in the fields nearby, and honeysuckle vine clings to the fence along the lane. Their fragrance makes the summer wind so sweet. And on a distant hilltop, an eagle spreads its wings, and a songbird on a fence post sings a melody. In my Tennessee mountain home, life is as peaceful as a baby's sigh. We're taking it up. In my Tennessee mountain home, crickets sing in the fields nearby. And I also remember walking home from church on a Sunday with the one you love, just laughing, talking, making future plans. And when you see your folks ain't looking, well, you might steal a big kiss or two while you're sitting in the porch swing, holding hands. In my Tennessee mountain home, life is as peaceful as a baby's sigh. In my Tennessee mountain home, crickets sing in the fields nearby. In my Tennessee mountain, right here, it's the veritable pigeon boys. Thank you, guys and dolls. Yeah, how about a nice hand for this band again? This fella right here is my first cousin, Richie Owens. He's my Uncle Lewis's boy. And of course, Richie has his band here, the Farm Bureau. But we're got a lot of special things to talk about today, because we'll talk about Dollywood, and we'll get to that in a minute. But we have something special, and that's why we're here, because we're also announcing the coming of a new album called Dolly Parton and Family, Smoky Mountain DNA. It's all about family, faith, and fables. And it's a project that's very near and dear to all of our hearts, of course. Of course, now this is not just a journey for an album, but it's a journey through our family's musical history and our heritage, and celebrating the evolution from the UK to the Smoky Mountains and beyond. So we got a whole lot of fun things. And Richie here, as I mentioned before, is my Uncle Lewis's boy, but my Uncle Lewis and all my family through the years have told us all about our heritage. And of course, the album is produced by Richie. And of course, he's also one of the producers of a docuseries that we're having because of that. And Richie's done a wonderful job with all of that and putting all this together. So I'm now still out of breath from singing. We were late in the traffic getting over here, and I was winded before I started. But anyhow, this project is not only going to be the album, but it's going to be the docuseries, and it pays homage to our roots and all the stories that define us, and it's going to come out this fall, so you look for that. Anyway, while we're up here, I wrote a song about it. Of course, it's always good, I think, you know, to kind of know who you are and where you're from, and like I say, to go back and know all that genealogy and all that, but you are just who you are, and even though you have that history, you're living where you're living, like we are here in the Smoky Mountains now. So when I wrote this little song, I thought, well, this kind of says who we are, even knowing where we're from. It's always good to know it, but you don't need all that scientific stuff to tell you who you are as a human being, right? So anyway, this is kind of what this little song's about, and is the title, as I mentioned, of our album. You guys ready to try to sing it?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Now, I don't need scientific terminology to tell me where I'm from, who I am or going to be. I don't need a chart, a kit, nor any other way to claim my Smoky Mountain DNA. No, I'm proud to be a neighbor, and I'm glad to be a friend, and I want to be respected in the town that I live in, and I'm always glad to lend an ear to what they have to say. It's just in my Smoky Mountain DNA. Smoky Mountain, Smoky Mountain, Smoky Mountain, Smoky Mountain, where the tall trees grow, the rivers flow, the hills have a soft blue haze. Smoky Mountain, Smoky Mountain, Smoky Mountain, where the sassafras and the ginseng grow, breathing in that sweet blue smoke. It's in my blood, it's in my soul, it's in my DNA. I don't need someone to tell me what I already know. I know my true identity. I am a wild mountain rose. Smoky Mountain, Smoky Mountain, where the tall trees grow, the rivers flow, the hills have a soft blue haze. Smoky Mountain, Smoky Mountain, where the sassafras and the ginseng grows, breathing in that sweet blue smoke. It's in my blood, it's in my soul, it's in my DNA. Yes, it's in my blood, it's in my soul, it's in my Smoky Mountain DNA. Smoky Mountain. Ah! Woo! Well, that's a fun little song to sing. I'm standing up here with this microphone that's kind of forked at the bottom, and I keep tripping over it. So hopefully I won't fall until it's over. I see you, Liam. I see you and some other family and friends out there. Yeah, I got a lot of kin folks here today, because I said we got a lot of folks not only in the audience, but up here on the stage. Now, I introduce Richie. Of course, that's Richie's boy, Dylan, playing the bass there. And right here, singing behind me, this is Heidi Parton. Y'all remember my brother Randy that worked here for years? Of course, he's proud of her. That's Randy's girl. And of course, right here is Jada Starr. She's my sister Frida's daughter. And this one is Shelley Renee. She's my Aunt Dorothy Joe's granddaughter, my cousin Dale's daughter. Of course, Dorothy Joe and I wrote a lot of songs together. And of course, she used to work here at the park for a long time. I guess you can tell I'm a horse. But anyhow, I'm very proud of all of them. And of course, Shelley and Heidi are performing in a new show right here in this theater. It's called Heidi Parton, Kin and Friends. And of course, I'm looking forward to that. And Jada, she has out a new album, and she is just cutting the rug over in the UK. They're just loving her over there. So we got kin folks all around. Of course, Richie's always had a lot of good stuff going on. So anyway, I need to let you folks kind of back off a little. I need to talk about some Dollywood business. You can just stay right there and sit, do whatever you want to, because we may need you a little later for something. How about a nice hand for them? Didn't they do a good job? Very proud of them. Well, in order to do some Dollywood business, I thought it'd be nice to bring out my partner, the guy that heads up the Dollywood Foundation, or not the foundation, but the Dollywood Parks and Resorts. Eugene Naughton, he's got a lot of information that you might want to know. So how about it? Look how we dressed alike.
Hi, everyone.
Look at us in our pink.
I know, it's like you called me this morning and told me what to wear.
I know, I didn't though. Of course, I think our whole theme is pretty much pink this year. So why don't you tell the folks a little bit about what's going on?
Well, it didn't take me very long to figure out. A little more Dolly in the world is a really good thing, don't you think?
I don't know about that. I've had about enough of it myself.
It's really been a great year here at Dollywood so far. And we're right in the middle of one of my favorite festivals, Flower and Food.
Your festivals?
Yeah.
A flower festival? That is kind of hard to say, isn't it? Go ahead.
It's one of my favorites, but we have 3 more coming this year that I know you'll be happy to experience. And this winter, believe it or not, we're getting ready to kick off our 40th anniversary of our partnership with Dolly Parton.
Yeah, well, you've done a great job, I'll tell you that. We're proud to have you. But, you know, today we're here to open our new museum experience. And I know you got a lot of information on that because you made sure that we got this built and you've headed up that whole project. So thank you for that.
Thank you. It's been a long 3 years in the making, and it's 3 times larger than anything we've ever done and created before. But overall, it's a real collection of memories and stories and not just physical things. Many of the experiences are digital. And of course, that's going to allow us to update Dolly's story because you know she's always going to continue to grow.
Oh, yeah. Digital Dolly, that's me. Big high-tech Dolly. Low-tech girl in a high-tech world. But anyway, we're real proud of the whole experience, so it is good. So why don't you tell them a little bit more about the experience since you, like I mentioned, made sure that it all happened.
We'll start off with one of my favorite moments, Precious Memories. And it's right at the entrance to this theater, and it's dedicated to Dolly's family and shares images and stories that I know many of you haven't seen except for Dolly's family. And it really shows how she grew up.
Well, I love it. And yesterday, when I got a chance to see it, I wasn't expecting all the emotion. And I had a bunch of people around, and they started showing all the footage, and especially when my mom and dad and my family started talking, I just broke down. I said, I got to get out of here. I got to come back when there's nobody around. So hopefully you will be moved by it. It does tell a lot of great stories and things about the family. So anyhow, we're happy to have that going on, and hopefully you'll be moved by it, just, you know, knowing about, like we was talking about with our Smoky Mountain DNA and all of our history in the music. So I'm very proud of my family.
And of course, right across the plaza, we have Behind the Scenes, and that's an exhibit that shares the name of the book that Dolly put out last fall.
Yeah. I thought that was a clever title, didn't you? Actually, yeah, I wrote the book, so you go ahead and tell them what you think you know. Go ahead, Eugene.
I'm always afraid and don't know what to say after some moments when I'm on stage with Dolly.
Well, tell them it's about, you know, the people that really help make my look. And, of course, nobody ever does anything alone. I've had help all along the way since my early family and all the kinfolk we were talking about. My Uncle Bill Owens helped me get started, Porter and my Uncle Lewis, and all the people that had a hand in my business. But when you get to be a star, you got to have help with your hair. Rich's mama used to do my hair, Colleen Owens, and she was my first hairdresser professionally. And of course, I have wardrobe from all the different people that have helped me, and hairdos from all the different hairdressers from right now to Steve Summers and Cheryl Riddle, who do my hair now. And of course, Rebecca down here, she's done a great job, you know, putting all that, the book together too, as well as a lot of this.
And I know right now you're still riding high on Rockstar.
I'm a rock star. Hey, that's old business. That's old hat. I've moved on.
But that's why that takes center stage in the Behind the Scenes exhibit. And it's also going to allow us to make the newest diamond when something else changes, because I know it will.
Well, what is the biggest of all the 4 experiences that we're talking about, or the 3? Is it 3 or 4?
It's 4 experiences.
Okay, what's the biggest?
Well, the biggest one is called Songteller.
They made me say that. It's on the prompter. I am reading this off of a paper.
No, you're not. She never reads the prompter, I promise you.
I try to because it's got information, but I get scattered and then I lose your place. Go ahead.
I think you're next, believe
Oh,
it or
I'm
not.
next?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what am I supposed to say? Yeah, I remember.
Yep, exactly.
I wrote that too. I forgot that I remembered.
And unlike the former Chasing Rainbows Museum, the new Songteller Experience is mostly digital. And it's a story of Dolly's life and highlights some of her milestones along her journey and her career.
You already said that once, but now but now that there are some costumes and artifacts in there to help tell the story, but I'm anxious for y'all to see the Songteller Experience, and it's like nothing that we've done here at Dollywood before. It's your turn or mine. Well, I do want to say a big thank you. Oh, I already said a big thank you to my niece, Rebecca, who had a lot of help with all this. And, of course, there were several other people that worked on this as well. So.
And, of course, the team at the Hershen Studios, Meryl and her team, have been a super collaborative partner with us. And also want to thank Cindy, Joel, and Amy for their help in this project.
Paige has been involved in.
And Paige.
Yeah, and Paige. And Pete Orange is always out there to make sure that everything is going great. So.
But just remember, though, that the artifacts and behind the scenes in Songteller gives us a great chance to change out the storyline. And that's going to be really fun for us to be able to add to it along the different seasons of the year.
Well.
And it's also a really good way to say this is a living exhibit. It's
I'm
not a
still
static
living,
exhibit.
Eugene. I still live. And Lord have mercy, how much more we got to say? It didn't take us long to film the movie 9 to 5. But we got a lot to tell you. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah.
And the final piece, of
Oh,
course.
the final. Okay, good.
You forget your bus.
I forgot. Oh, my bus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
That old tour bus. Lord, I've traveled so many miles on that bus, and we've had it here for years, but everybody loved it so much. We thought we'd better keep that as part of the overall experience.
And I know there's some media out there that probably would love to ask
Love
a
for us
question
to
or
hush
two.
and ask some questions, right?
So who's going to help us out with that?
Okay, I think we do have a few people. But anyway, thank you, Eugene. You're
looks
great.
We got a few over here, and then we're going to send it over that way. So here's your first question.
Hi, Dolly. I'm Doug.
Hi, Doug.
I want you to know, your donut is fantastic.
My donuts. Thank you. My Krispy Kreme donuts. Lord, I got my name on everything. But I've eaten enough of those Krispy Kreme donuts, and I should have a box with my own name on it.
Second of all, I'm raising independent, strong women daughters in my house.
Well, good for you. Raise them well.
Yes, exactly. And we were walking through the experience, and I want to know from you, what do you want girls to know about being successful when they're walking through the experience?
Well, I think it's important that all children, all people, girls and boys, get to walk through this life feeling important and being who they are and having the strength. And certainly, me being a girl, I'm all about that, trying to always encourage all of our young women to stand up for themselves and believe in, what you do believe in, keeping your principles and values and knowing. And I'm a good example. We have our first little book in our imagination library is called The Little Engine that could. And I always think of myself as a little engine that did. So I believe all those little girls out there have that engine inside, and you can make it if you try. Keep your pride, keep your respect, and go for it. That goes for you little boys, too. Yeah.
Dolly, one more right here.
Hi, Dolly. My name is Ansley, and I'm with News Channel 11 in Johnson City. We love you in the Tri-Cities, and so we thank you for allowing us to be here today. But I do want to know why you decided to start saving your clothes years ago. Obviously, you did that for this purpose, started labeling them and things of that nature. But what was that moment, and why did you decide to do it?
Well, I'm kind of a collector, but I can't take credit for all the stuff that's going on now. My best friend, Judy Ogle, who's born and raised right here in Sevierville, we became best friends in the 3rd grade. And to this day, she's my best friend still. But when we went all through high school together, all through grammar school. And then when I started traveling on the road, after she'd done a little stint in the military, well, she came to work with me on the road. And she saw right away that she felt like, she always thought I was going to be a star. And I wanted it to be so myself. So we both worked with that, and so she just started saving everything, believing what I told her, that I was going to be a star someday, and I might need a museum. So Judy started just keeping everything, and everybody thought Judy was just a hoarder, you know, until now. And now, of course, Rebecca, who's my little namesake, and my niece, I've been with her since she was a baby, traveling around doing everything with me. So she took over for Judy, who's kind of retired a little bit now, but she's overseeing everything and helps Rebecca and Steve Summers and my sister Rachel. They work down there in my artifacts, but it was Judy. We have to say that it was Judy that kept all the good stuff, and now we have it all here. So, hey, Judy!
All right.
I think they'll come over here.
And we
Okay.
have two more questions on this side.
Hi, Dolly. Kristen Kwan with WCYB in Bristol. So my question for you is, we've loved walking through behind the scenes and seeing some of those outfits. How do you think your style has evolved over the years, and do you have any fashion advice for us?
Lord, I'm not the person to ask fashion advice for. I just always believe, well, first of all, I get such a kick out of walking through the thing just like yesterday. Eugene said, "How did you wear all that hair that big? Didn't that topple you over?" I said, "It did at times." But anyway, that was not really what toppled me over, Eugene. Just, but it did sometimes. The two together was really, really risky at times. But seriously, I just always wanted to look, I just wanted people to see me, to notice me, and I just loved, bright colors, and I love shiny things. And ever since my daddy used to plow in the field, and I'd follow along behind him, he'd plow up some of those crystal rocks, those shiny rocks, I thought they were all diamonds. So in my lifetime, I just always still wanted to continue shining. I used to save those, and now I save the rhinestones. Even Eugene sweeps up the Dolly rhinestones off the floor. Not really, but I don't know that to answer the last part of your question, I don't have any advice other than to dress the way you're comfortable, the way you feel good. Because if you feel good in what you're wearing, people's going to feel comfortable around you. If you're uncomfortable, people are going to feel uncomfortable. So whatever you wear, I wrote a song called "Whatever You Are, Be That." Whatever you do, do that. Anything else is just an act. So whoever you are, be that. So I think the same thing about the clothes.
All right, and this is the final
Well,
question.
y'all want to hug that mic over there on the sides of the thing.
Hi, Ms. Parton. I'm Deanne Revel with Voters Travel. So Dollywood has invested a lot of resources into new technology and immersive experiences, from your drone shows to the new 3D mapping in the Dolly Parton Experience. Why is that important in storytelling and to tell your story?
Well, I think I'm very, very proud of Dollywood and all the things that they have allowed me to do here, through all the people like Eugene. But I think it's important that we try to give back and to help the people that work here too. Everybody's happy, that lives and works around here. But it's just important to me to feel like that even though this is a big business that brings in a lot of money, it's not just about what you get, it's about what you can give. So Dollywood and the Dollywood Foundation does a whole lot of wonderful things, and I'm just real proud of everything that Dollywood encompasses through the Dollywood Foundation, and that being part of the, like I say, one of the biggest parts is the Imagination Library, where we, give books to children all around the country. So Dollywood is more than just a few things. It's a lot of things. Good people I work with, the Hershans. Okay. You got more?
No, I think that's it.
Oh, it's just 4?
Yeah.
Were
No.
they staged, or was that real questions?
Yeah. Now it's back to the prompter.
Okay, all right. Okay, back to the prompter. We got more? Well, today we've been talking a lot about family. And of course, I hear that our guest from the press, I know what that's about. I can do that without reading it. Speaking of family, I have a cookbook out with my sister Rachel coming out, and it's called Good Looking Cooking. You remember the old Hank Williams song, "Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? Well, we thought that'd be a good name for a book. And today, all of you press are going to get to eat some of the menus from the Good Looking Cooking book. So you get out there and enjoy the museum experience. And of course, we got a whole lot of things to do right now in order to get that event done is to bring up these gals, because they've been, as I mentioned, cutting a rug back there. So get up here and let's cut a ribbon, the ceremonial ribbon. How's that? And thank you so much for coming.
You look like you need another microphone.
Oh, I do. I need to help you, don't I? Okay.
Come on, I don't.
What?
I'm gonna wrap you up, huh?
Okay, wrap me up. I guess I'm supposed to be talking while they're cutting the ribbon, right?
This way. We're gonna make it.
Sharp scissors.
Are you cutting the ribbon?
I am.
Are those heavy? Those look like the Kaz Walker Sign of the Shears scissors, where I started on TV. That was our emblem on the Kaz Walker show.
Now listen,
Okay.
if this doesn't work the first time, everyone has to erase their phone.
Okay, you better make it good. So this is a big day. So this is really the ceremonial ribbon for the new museum.
How about a little countdown?
Okay, why don't we all do that? Oh, if I had that microphone, well, that's all right. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, cut! Yay! Oh, that was very good. Hey, thank you for coming. We'll see you out on the park. Did you get a ribbon over there? Anyway, thank you. We'll see you out there. Bye-bye.